All right. So let's get into basically what just happened recently, what's going on as far as, regulatory clarity with, what Trump is doing and, the just the broader crypto markets, why this is so bullish. Um, because just recently, as of like today or yesterday, the US Senate committee has just passed the crypto market structure bill. So basically, it gives the CFTC primary authority to regulate Bitcoin. And this is a big deal. Reason being is because, the SEC was, Securities and Exchange. They were the ones that were kind of doing it before. And, um, I don't know, man. They basically just had a bad outlook on it. It just wasn't so bullish. They looked at uh, crypto as a security. Um, they looked at exchanges, as securities brokers. Uh, they didn't have like a really clear positioning on Bitcoin as a commodity, and really. Their regulatory style was more in like enforcement and lawsuits and just a bunch of bullshit. That really the reason that's bad is because it kind of or it really does stunt crypto progression and growth and adoption. It makes it harder and scarier for exchanges to be in the industry and do their thing. And so this is a big deal because the CFTC, you know, they don't look at crypto like Bitcoin as a security. They don't look at exchanges, security brokers as or sorry, they don't look at exchanges as security brokers. And they also, they have a very clear positioning on if Bitcoin is a commodity, right? And they also have market structure and rules. They're ready to go, unlike, the SEC, which was, just doing and lawsuits and a bunch of bullshit. So, um, it's a big deal for, exchanges. They don't feel threatened anymore and stuff, uh, which is going to help the progression of crypto in general, right? Um, make sure that I'm hearing myself here. Okay, cool. So, uh, you know, what we have here is just the progression and adoption of crypto in the United States. And Trump has been very clear about the fact that, he wants to make the United States the crypto capital of the world, and be the leaders in it, right? Um, I mean, uncertainty is the number one reason big money stays away. And this bill literally signals the fact that crypto is becoming a regulated commodity market, not a legal minefield, right? Where people have to worry about every step they take, what they do. It really stunts the creativity and the risk taking that people would otherwise be taking to, progress crypto along. Um, so the committee basically approved it moving forward. So now we just need the full Senate vote, we need the House vote, and we need presidential signature, which Trump has already said he is ready to do. And, he's pushing for that and towards it, right? So um, basically, crypto is going to be stopped. It's going to stop crypto in the US stops being treated like illegal securities, basically. And it is going to be, treated more like a commodity market, which is like gold and oil and you know stuff like that, just the regular old things that is a fundamental mega part of society, and is accepted. Bitcoin and bigger cryptos like that are going to be in that same category. This is massive, you know um And this is why I feel like, you know, crypto is progressing and making moves in the right direction. And so I also want to talk about, you know, these are the big players. These are the big tokens like Bitcoin and stuff. But I also want to talk about, you know, the meme coins and really the, you know, the culture and, you know, how you guys can move in this market in a way that's not going to leave you, you know, with your pockets empty, losing all your money. Most of these meme coins out here are being led by people that, or KOLs, being talked about by KOLs that literally give a fuck. They literally don't give a flying fuck about the coin. And they do not care about you. And they actually have no, you know, they don't know where the fuck the coin's gonna go. They don't know what's happening. They 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 are either paid or they just want the money. They want the quick money. They want to get in and out. There's other communities, there's other coins, there's other KOLs, there's other leaders out here that actually give a fuck. They're trying to build a legacy. They see that regulatory clarity is coming to crypto and they want to build a business. They want to build something big in crypto and not just in crypto, but in the meme coin sector and take it seriously. They're not just trying to make a quick buck. They're instead actually taking the time, investing their time, their blood, sweat, and tears, and they have a long-term outlook and an meme coin and narrative or a meme asset that actually has the potential to do it, right? To do the full 100 yards, whatever the fuck you want to use as a example, right? They want to go the whole way. And there's other projects, and this is the part where it might be hard for some of you, especially the new people, to distinguish between the real ones and the bullshit. You know, there's a lot of leaders and KOLs out here that will literally start a token. They'll be, you know, part of the whole process and building it and making it, but they know in the back of their fucking heads, in the back of their minds, that if shit goes south, they will disappear. They're not going to continue. If we go into a bear market for the next 3 years, they're gone. And guess what your investment is as well? Bye bye. Your investment is gone. And a good chance that 3 years from now, when if the market starts taking off again, that shit's dead and they're not coming back. Okay. And so, you know, you can invest in meme coins and high risk assets, and even maybe more so like a long term stock, right? Or a bigger altcoin like Ethereum, where as long as you're finding the right meme assets that have the right narrative to stick around or go the whole way, and then you're able to find the people that have the rap sheet, they have the reputation, they have the patience, the work ethic to stick with something and build it like a company and a business, right? You can find there are those out there and you're able to find them. But 90%, I would say, or more, are being led by people that are incompetent or they might know how to do it, but they are not here for the long term. And if shit goes south, if the chart starts looking bad, if it's going down, if they feel disrespected because not enough people are buying or holding, they will just fucking disappear. They will sell their shit. They might not even just stop. They'll sell their entire supply and just dip and move on to the next idea, the next meme. Okay. I've been watching it in real time out here where there's KOLs, they talked about this coin and the next coin and the next coin and everyone and they even go as far to be like, this is the CTO now. I am the leader of the CTO now. And they fucking start talking about the next coin and the next coin and the next coin. And they don't even talk about the one that they said they took over as a CTO. And you guys have to learn these patterns. You have to learn. You have to be able to spot and notice these kind of people before you fall into that trap and lose your money, or be stuck into a coin that someone told you about, and now they're off talking about the next thing, and they're never even gonna fucking look back at your coin, right? There's ways to do that, and there's you can have an eye for being able to spot these kind of people out. Okay, go to any if you next time you see a guy talking about a coin, click on his profile and just start scrolling down through the history. See how many tokens he's talking about. See if, yeah, and it's very clear. If you scroll down some of these timelines on some of these KOLs, you will very clearly see where they're talking about one coin for X amount of months, maybe 3 months, 4 months. And then all of a sudden, there's this new play, this new ticker on their timeline that they're talking about. And they never mentioned the one before that anymore. And usually they'll have some kind of post that comes out like, oh man, the the disrespect, how could you guys do it? We just need to hold, we need to come together, you know until you guys can learn how to respect a chart. you know I'm not going to talk about this anymore. And then and then they just disappear, they just stop talking about that shit. And they leave a whole bunch of fucking bag holders being like, dude, what the fuck? Like, we put in the work, we're still holding. Like, what are you talking about? The entire market's going down, and just because your play that you've been talking about for the past 3 months isn't going the way you want, you have to now move on to the next thing. That's what they feel like, right? That these guys with large followings, maybe 10, 30, 50,000 followers, they are not going to, you know, they're not going to become a bag holder and work with you guys for 6 months, a year, 2 years. They're not going to do it. That's not how they survive. They make money by talking about the next thing, it doing extremely well. They either got supply or they bought super early. They've been taking profits on it. And when it starts going south and it starts doing what every fucking meme coin pretty much is going to do, because let me make this clear. Every single meme coin that you can get into, okay, is most likely going to do a 90% or more retrace back to a higher low bottom. If you're lucky, it's going to be a higher low. And then eventually, over time, either if it's a really good one, it'll go on to make a new all time high right after that. Or it'll kind of, pump back up and go back down, and it'll just keep trending semi downwards, and consolidate and stay in that down, lower zone. That's not good for them, right? In their minds, they're like, I gotta go find the next one. I gotta keep the hype rolling for for my followers. I gotta keep making money. I got bills to pay. Like, this is their mindset, right? They're not in it for the long run with you guys to build the next $1 billion meme asset and fucking take over the world and do all this crazy shit with you guys, with the memes that you're falling in love with. They're not here to do that. And a lot of these leaders, whether it's a CTO leader or it's a dev, they're not here to do that shit either. A lot of these devs out here have launched hundreds of fucking coins. They've launched 50 coins, 20 coins. And when they start to fail, they're out. They move to the next fucking thing. How many coins out here do you guys know about where they don't post it every day? The leader is not in the fucking Telegram. The KOLs are not in the fucking Telegram. They are not a intricate part of the family. This is just a business to them. They're making their money, and they're gonna keep doing that. Their job is launching new tokens, and as the KOLs is talking about new tokens. right? They're not here to be a year long uh, builder with you, where you can take $100, put it into the bottom of a coin, and wait however long it takes for altcoin season to come, building a insane cult, right? They're not here to build that insane cult with you. They're here to build that insane cult if it's doing well, right? Like if it's going from uh 20K market cap to 1 million, they're with you. They're like, yeah, yeah, from 1 million to 1.5 million. Oh man, they're doing the TA. They're talking about all the from 1.5 to 2 million. Oh, it's never going to stop. This is going to be the next big thing from 2 million to 5 million. They're here with you. They're building. They fucking love it, right? All the way to 10 million, 20 million, 50 million. They'll ride with you as long as it's going up. But as soon as the fucking hype starts falling down, as soon as the chart starts falling down and things start retracing, they'll maybe do a little bit of TA. Oh, it looks like it's hitting these lines, the support zone. I see a big bounce here. And as soon as it doesn't bounce and it trends lower, you're gonna start seeing the posts. Oh man, people can't respect you know, the chart anymore. People don't got no faith, no, like they start blaming you guys. All while most of you guys who only had $1,000, only had $100, are still fucking holding. You never took profits because you need that bitch to go to 100 million, 500 million, a billion. Because you're here for the life changing story, you know, where you turn 100 or $500 into $100,000 or $50,000 or $1 million fucking dollars. But that ain't gonna fucking happen until the coin reaches those massive numbers. And most coins, fucking most coins, especially like this past year when we had that little mini bull run, not even that was enough to send coins from 20K to, you know, 100 million or a billion. Most coins a year ago when we had that mini bull run weren't doing that, maybe a small handful. But if if you're not in that one special coin that's going to a billion or hundreds of millions, right? And they hit 20 million or like 11 million or something, it could be the best narrative in the world. Jesus Christ himself could come down to this earth and tell you, hey, this coin, smiley face coin, is going to be the next fucking thing because it brings happiness to the world. And as soon as it hits 20 million and starts retracing back down 90%, which is completely normal, they're not going to stick with you. They're not, if it's not bouncing off that 90% low back to fucking all-time highs and so on and so forth beyond to fucking 100 million and like they're done. They're going to move on to the next play. They're going to talk about something new. They're going to treat, you know, they're going to keep trying to chase those pumps and those bags, which that's fine. That's fine. But you have to be able to distinguish between, you know, in your mind, okay, is this a guy where I can take $100 and put it into his plays, his calls, and over a year, 2 years, or whenever altcoin season comes, he's been building this with me every day, day in and day out, to be the biggest fucking coin there is, right? Is he going to be doing or do I have to sleep with one eye open and worry, is he going to talk about something new today? Is he going to stop talking about the one that I bought? Especially if I bought in near all-time highs and now it's down 90%. Is he going to talk about something new and give up on this one? You're feeling sick to your stomach. If you're worried about that, If you don't want to get into that predicament in that situation, then you got to understand who you're following and what kind of plays you are getting into. Because over 90% of meme coins out here are being led by devs or CTO leaders or KOLs that will not, and I repeat, will not give two flying fucks if you bought at 20 million market cap and now it's back down to 500K market cap, okay? And your bag is now fucking nothing. You're at like a 90% loss. They're gonna move on to the next shit. They're not you there's no safety blanket of like, oh cool, yeah, this KOL, he has such a big following, he's gonna fucking push this shit all year long for 2 years, 3 years, however long it takes to get to altcoin season. So my bag is secured. As long as I wait and build with this guy, with this team, with this KOL, I'm gonna get my money back. And I'm not just gonna get it back. I'm gonna make life changing money with my $100, with my $500, with my $1,000 that I put in at 20 million market cap. Because guess what? They're gonna keep working it, and it's gonna surpass 20 million market cap and go to billions. So I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna keep holding. The chart doesn't matter, right? You can't do that with every coin out here. You can't do that with every KOL, with every leader. You know how many coins hit 10 million, 20 million this past year, and now they're sitting below fucking 100,000 market cap, and the team is nowhere to be found. The fucking community, nowhere to be found. KOLs, nowhere to be found. You got to be able to distinguish between real fucking companies in the meme coin sector and the penny stock bullshit that the Wolf of Wall Street motherfuckers are selling you guys. Because there's no law, there's no one out here keeping people from being that Wolf of Wall Street dude and calling you up and saying, "Hey, I found the next fucking best thing." And you, my friend, have the best opportunity. You don't just invest, double the fuck down, right? That you have these guys out here, they're gonna keep doing it. They're gonna keep shoving these fucking memes down your throat. And guess what? Every fucking time they do it, every time they get you to fucking buy that shit and they leave with the bag and you're stuck there fucking 90% down at a loss, they're like, fuck them, fuck you. Yeah. Bro, they're fucking celebrating. They're not just, they're not sad for you. They're not even neutral. Like, it is what it is. He played the game and he lost. That's the chance you take. They're not even like that. They're not even neutral. They're like, fuck you, you dumbass. I took your fucking money. Once again, I got him again. Let's make another call. Right? So you have to be able to distinguish between these fucking scam artists and the real deal, the real companies. Because look at Stonks. Look at Stonks on ETH. Okay. You had a guy out here, and whether he, no, 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 fuck that. See, he could have been just a complete dumbass and miscalculated what he was doing and his capabilities. And maybe he made some mistakes, leverage trading or some shit. I don't fucking know. And that maybe he had all the good intentions in the world. But you had a kid that was way too fucking young, okay? And just came into crypto. Like, why would you be trusting that? Why would you punt all of your money into that? When he has so much control over the coin, it's not fucking decentralized. He's brand new. You got that, all of those were red flags. You guys got to be able to distinguish. Okay. He's launching new projects. He's part of new projects. Fucking Yes Chat and this one and that one. You guys, those are all red flags that you guys need to pick up on. Okay. There's there's other KOLs out here. You know, the reason I can bring up Guardian and Stonks is because it's dead and gone. It's done, right? I'm not trying to start drama and bring up people that I know out here that I'm literally seeing in real time fucking talk about new coin after new coin and just move on to the next one. Um, and you literally look and see in the replies for these KOLs, and people are like, "Yo, but what about this one? What about the one that you were talking about months ago? I thought you were like, I thought we CTO'd this. I thought we took it over, and now you're talking about this new token, and now the new token's starting to do bad, and you're like, all right, you guys can't respect the chart. I'm moving on to the next one, and now he's talking about a new token. So you guys, come on, go onto their fucking timelines, go to their accounts. Unless they are deleting every single fucking post that they make, which they are not, you can go through and you can determine what kind of a leader or a KOL are you following. And that's going to help you determine, hmm, do I want to get in bed with this guy? Like, you know, do I want to do business with him? Do I want to trust my money with this guy? Look and see how high their fucking tokens are going. Are they talking about new launches in the dead market where they maybe pump to 10, 20 million, 30 million, die, and then they move on to the next one? Because then you got to know, okay, is this shit, you know, you know, okay, I need to get out of this shit before it hits this market cap. Otherwise, I'm going to be left being a bag holder. Or just completely stay away altogether and invest into real fucking meme coin communities like Bobo, Pepe, right? Um, Apu, maybe like GigaChat, um, maybe like Troll on Coinbase because it's on Coinbase, Moodang on Coinbase. You know, there you can fuck with these ones that are established, or if you want to get into the nitty gritty, you can find meme coins out here like Fefe, where the community leaders and the people who have been here from the beginning are still here. And Fefe is holding up, I'd say better than 90% of meme coins in its class and in general, across the board, right? Me as the leader, I'm here every fucking day, pulling up and showing up. I want this to be my career. And I'm not just saying that after 2 months of being here. It's not like it's been 2 months and I'm like, man, guys, like, fuck, I want to do this shit, you know? And then it's like, it's up to fate. It's up to like, hopefully he actually means it. And then 5 months from now, the dude's fucking over it. I need a break, man. I need someone to CTO this because, you know, showing up every day for fucking 2 months straight, oh, it's just too much. Like you gotta figure out who are the people that can handle the fucking responsibility and who are the ones that can't. And guess what? This is the beautiful thing about Twitter, about X. You can go through the history. You can go through their timeline. You can look at what coins they've been talking about, what they have been doing, what they have been saying. They'll give it to you. These guys put it all out there on the table for you to do the research and look. Instead of researching what products Apple or Microsoft is coming out with, you have to go and do the research on Twitter and figure out, okay, if this guy's talking about this coin, what is he getting into? Does he get into major drama all the time? Is he fighting with people all the time? Is the coins that he's getting into getting fucked with? Is the coins that he's getting into, is he giving up on them when you know shit isn't going the way that he wants it? See, this is the nuanced shit. This isn't the obvious shit that's like TA and market, you know, the environment of how bullish the market is or isn't. This isn't like the obvious things like narrative. Oh, it's a bomb narrative. Like I'm talking about slow the fuck down. Figure out and watch people out here on this app and figure out which ones are the ones that are going to benefit you the most. Because here in crypto, you don't do it all on your own and you don't do it by yourself. Even if you're a lone wolf, say like Ragsy or something, right? Where maybe she's out here, she's an artist, she understands the culture of memes and she knows the history of them. So when she sees a meme come out, she can easily, um, what's the word I'm looking for? She can easily detect, like, okay, yeah, this is going to be a runner, right? Um, oh, fuck, I forgot what I was getting at. Gosh damn it. But I forgot what I was going to say. But building off of that, someone like Ragsy, you can go through her history and you can see, okay, this is what she does. She makes good calls on fucking memes because she knows them very well. Cool. I'm gonna follow her because of that, and and do these plays, and you can see on average how high do the plays normally go, yada yada yada. And then maybe you go to the next guy and you see, okay, this is a little KOL, and based on his history from what I've seen on the timeline, he'll talk about a coin for fucking 3 months, maybe 2 months. If it goes south, he moves on to the next one. He doesn't talk about it ever again. He gives up. Cool. Now I know on average, if I'm gonna fuck with his casino, when to sell. And I'm not going to stay a bag holder. No matter how much I love the meme, I'm not going to fall in love with it and stick around. It's the little things, right, that most people don't talk about is like slow down and do your research in this market on the people. Oh, that's what I was getting at. So even if Ragsy, she knows what memes to look for, right? These people aren't giving her calls. She's doing it all on her own. She's a lone wolf. It still takes the coin, the people that are leading the coin that she finds. It takes the people that are buying the coin. It takes the community. It takes a whole group and community of people together to make Ragsy's call good because she found it. She talks about it. She suggests it to people. But there's all these other people that have to come together to make that meme coin that she called good. It's not all on her own. It's not like she calls a coin and all by itself with only her and only her money does it fly to all time high and make a bunch of people. No, in crypto we have to do it together. So what your goal should be is becoming an expert at understanding who people are in this industry. Study, find out who are the good ones that you should follow, find out who are the bad ones that you should avoid. And then maybe, being a KOL or someone who goes to the next one, gives up easy, always coming out with fresh plays, but never sticks with anything. That's not necessarily bad. It's only bad for you if you don't know how to play in their casino, right? So it's your job to figure out the different kind of casinos out here. And what I mean by casino, I mean individual people out here. They're each their own casino. Ragsy's a casino, maybe like I'm a casino. Um, you know, whoever else out there, Crash is a talking about coins that people, making suggestions out to people like, hey, check out this coin. They are all casinos that you guys are either choosing to play with or not. And you have to understand how each casino is played, right? If it's one where it's like, I mean, I'm just using an example. Maybe Giga Chad, right? There's a guy maybe who talked about Giga under 1 million, and all he did for 3 years, or I don't know how long Giga's been around, but I'm just making complete examples, made up examples. He's been talking about it for an entire year, and he's going to keep talking about it, and Giga will become a multi-billion-dollar meme coin. And you could have just invested into it from the bottom and just worked with that guy, talked about Giga, and just tried to push the meme. And that guy's going to be around, and you're going to do it with them, and boom, you guys are going to make disgusting amounts of money. And years from now, you'll be looking back like, yeah, we did that shit. Turned a couple $1,000s into fucking hundreds of thousands or millions, depending on how early you got in with how much size you got in. And you guys did that shit. You didn't need to look at other memes. You didn't need to be in the market. You didn't have to have your ear to the floor. You could sleep well on your bags, and shit worked out. Or you can, find other KOLs where you're going to be more gambly, and they're coming out with a new coin every 4 months, every 3 months, and they go to 20 million market cap, maybe 50 million market cap, and then they're going to retrace back down 90%. And those guys are going to move on to the next thing. And they're going to make a new call. And they're not going to talk about the old one. And you're going to be left feeling like, "Oh fuck, do I need to get out of this cuz he's not talking about it anymore? Is it dead? Is nothing going to happen with it?" Like, so a lot of times that's what happens. People will then move on to the next one cuz they don't see that guy talking about it anymore. So why would they stay in something that they got into because of that person? And then there's no clarity on where it's going, what's happening. You know what I'm saying? So, but that's fine if you understand that, because then you can, okay, I'm gonna play in his casino where he talks about something new every 3 months. That's perfect for me because I'm gonna take my $100, put it into his call. I'm gonna stay on. I'm gonna stay locked in every day, notifications on, ear to the ground, waiting for him to talk about the new thing so I can buy it before everyone else as soon as I can. And then you let it run up to 10 million, 50 million, and then you take your profits, you get the fuck out. Because around 20 million or so, 10 million, 30 million, once that shit starts retracing, he's going to move to the next one. And so you're able to make your money because you understand it. But as new people, you guys have to distinguish between the long-term builders and the casino pumpers. Okay. And what I mean by most meme coins are scams, I mean most meme coins are going to feel like scams, even if the term scam might not be like the most perfect term for like a rug pull where like liquidity is pulled and all that shit. But like most of these coins are being launched by guys that like they don't have an outlook past a year, 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, 10 years. They're either creating a coin right now to see how high it's going to pump, and then they're moving on to the next thing, or maybe they're, and that's usually what it is. As soon as it goes back down 90% and things are looking tough, they're done. They're going to move on to the next thing. A lot of times these devs or whatever, um, they have control of the Telegram, they have control of the Twitter account, they have control of everything. And when they move on, that shit ain't going to post no more. They're not going to be in the Telegram anymore. They're not going to be on the Twitter account posting anymore. It's effectively just a fucking scam. Like these guys are building all this shit, getting you guys to invest into the token. That's why they made it. And then when it's done, it's done. They move the fuck on, right? That's like more than 90% of meme coins out here. And they don't give a flying fuck if you lose money. So you have to be able to find the communities like Apu, like Fefe, like Pepe. And you can do that by seeing how the community moves. You can see that by seeing how the leaders move. You can go through the timeline and verify it. You can ask around. You can ask people, hey, what does this guy do? How many coins has he talked about in the past year? People will fucking tell you. So I hope people listen to this, because especially for new people, like I feel like this topic is gold. You gotta slow down. You gotta figure out, you know, who you're playing around with in this crypto market. And that's going to change a lot of things because if you take $100 and you put it into a coin that is maybe down 90% already, or you put it in at the top and now it's going down 90%, but from word of mouth, from the history on the timelines that this guy does not stop. This is the coin that he's going to ride with for life. Then you can let your money sit at 90% loss like a real investment and build with it, or just wait for altcoin season to come and you'll make your money, you know? Or yeah, man. That's all I have to say. There's people out there like that you can find. There's coins out there like that you can find. And there is a lot of meme coins out there that are just fugazi, for the moment bullshit. That when the KOLs, when the leaders leave, that shit is fucked. And the community's not going to stick around. And you're just going to be left holding a bag, right? So do your research, take the time to figure out, what narratives actually have the staying power, and the people that have the history of sticking with it. There's not a lot of them, but there are people out there. And like I said, you can do the research, you can hit the timelines, you can ask around. People will fucking tell you. Don't just ask one person, ask a lot of people. But yeah, and so you'll be able to take $100 or 1,000 or whatever your investment is, and stick it out and wait. And the coins that have longevity and the people that are leading them into altcoin season and beyond, you'll make your money back. But there's the ones that are just calling the next new coin, the next new coin, the next new coin, and you're seeing that coin one after another dying out. There's a much less likely of a chance that you're going to be able to, you know, get your money back or make money off of it. A lot of these coins are going to hit the graveyard and be forgotten about, and no one's going to come back to them. So think about that. I'm going to end it there. Much love, you guys. Thank you for anyone who comes and listens, like, and reaps. And I'll see you on the next one. Stay out.